In this video, we'll cover the key points to consider when deciding if your chainsaw chain, bar and sprocket need replacing. Whilst many people will just consider the chainsaw chain, it's important to consider the whole system, as they all experience wear. Every tooth on a STIHL chain will feature a number of wear markers. Sharpening the tooth and filing the depth gauge wears away at the steel and chrome plating, gradually reducing the size of the tooth. So once the wear markers have been reached, it's essential to replace the chainsaw chain. Ideally, you should reach the tooth and depth gauge markers at roughly about the same time. If this isn't the case, you may have sharpened the chain incorrectly, which can change the depth gauge settings and lead to either increased vibration or reduced cutting performance. Our 2-in-1 EasyFiles automatically maintain the perfect depth gauge setting, helping to make sure your chain lasts as long as possible. A wear marker is also present along the underside of a tooth, above the toe and heel. If the chains run without bar oil or is tensioned too tightly over long periods, the extra friction can lead to premature wear to the bottom part of the tooth. You should immediately replace the chain if you notice this wear marker has been reached. It's important all the teeth on a chain are uniform in length to prevent increased vibration and the chain snatching mid-cut. If the damage has significantly shortened or even broken a number of teeth, it may not be practical to sharpen all the teeth to a uniform length, so a new chainsaw chain is needed. Hidden behind the sprocket cover, the chain sprocket is the driving force behind the chain. The sprocket is subject to normal wear, so we recommend checking its condition at regular intervals using a control gauge. This can be used on both rim and spur sprockets featured on any petrol or cordless chainsaw, or pole pruner, so it's definitely worth having one. If the chain has worn the sprocket where it makes contact by more than 0.5mm deep, it should be replaced. This can be measured using the control gauge. Place the two prongs in the worn area, and if the main body of a control gauge is sitting flush against the sprocket, this indicates it's time to change it. Over time, the rails of the guide bar can wear away, reducing the groove depth. If the groove depth is too small, the tips of the drive links will scrape along the bottom and drastically impact how smoothly the chain moves around the guide bar. Turning the guide bar over can also help to wear both sides evenly and extend the working life of the bar. Typically, guide bars can last the lifespan of 4 chains, but if you've noticed some wear to the rails, check the groove depth using the tip of the depth gauge tool found in our filing kits. If the groove depth is less than the minimum listed in the description below, it's definitely time to change your bar. For further advice and support on chainsaw maintenance, visit your nearest STIHL approved dealer.